Let's just jump right in. Imagine for a second you're walking around with a nuclear reactor inside you. I mean, a massive, unbelievable source of power. But instead of using it to, build an empire, you're using it to light a single match. And then you just blow it out. So if you're feeling stuck or tired or unmotivated, listen up. It's not because you don't have talent. It's because you are leaking your most powerful energy.
So we're going to get to the bottom of why that happens. The whole idea here is that feeling stuck, that's not who you are. It's not some permanent weakness. It's just a symptom of a massive energy leak. You've got all the power you need. It's not being pointed in the right direction.
And look, this is way more than just a cool metaphor. It's the truth. Every single one of us has this deep well of ambition, of desire, of raw drive. It's powerful stuff, and it's restless. It's the same energy that, when it's focused, builds businesses, creates art, achieves the impossible. The problem is never the absence of this energy. It's about how we consistently and completely misuse it. So where does all that incredible power go? Well, it gets lost in something we can call the dopamine drain. This, right here, is the real reason you feel lazy and can't focus. Most people, and they don't even realize it, are total slaves to their immediate impulses. The second they feel that spark of desire, they just chase the quickest, easiest thrill they can find. And here's the science behind it. Every single time you go looking for that quick, easy hit of dopamine, scrolling on your phone, watching junk online, whatever your go-to distraction is, you're not just relaxing. You are actively training your brain's reward system that easy is better than meaningful. You are literally wiring yourself to devalue effort and avoid hard work. And this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? These are the two paths you can take every single day. Over on the left, you've got the cycle of cheap thrills. The effect, it just drains your ambition. The process literally teaches your brain to be lazy, and the result is, well, you can't focus on anything that matters. But then, on the right, you have the path of hard-earned wins. Yeah, it's tougher, for sure, but look at the outcome. It builds ambition, it teaches you to value real effort, and it leads to that deep focus and drive we're all after. Okay, so if draining this energy is the problem, what's the fix? Well, it's not about becoming a monk and trying to suppress every desire you have. No. It's about learning a secret that high performers just seem to instinctively get. It's called transmutation. It's about channeling that raw energy instead of just letting it leak out everywhere. This is such a critical point, you guys. The people at the very top of their game, they are not passionless robots. They are absolutely buzzing with energy and desire, probably more than anyone else. The difference is, they don't waste it on meaningless junk. They figured out how to turn all of that restless energy into fuel. So let me be crystal clear here. That antsy, restless feeling, that itch you feel to go do something distracting, that's not a weakness. That is your creative fuel. If you can just stop yourself from spending it on something cheap and easy, your brain is forced to find another, more productive outlet for it. Think of it like this. All that inner drive, when it's just undirected, is like steam coming off a boiling kettle. It's hot, it's definitely powerful, but it just dissipates into the air and accomplishes absolutely nothing. It's just wasted potential floating away moment by moment. But what happens when you trap that same steam? What happens when you contain it, you build up pressure, and you direct it through a narrow channel? You get something that can power a massive, heavy engine. That is exactly what happens inside you when you stop leaking your energy on cheap thrills. You build pressure, and that pressure drives you forward with incredible force. Now, this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually build this engine, right? How do you flip the switch from draining your power to actually building it? Well, it all comes down to a really simple, actionable blueprint. So how do we put this into practice? Here are the 3 key steps. First up, the hard task first rule. The next time you feel that restless surge of energy and your first instinct is to grab a distraction, don't. Instead, use that momentum to immediately tackle the one hard task you've been putting off. You basically hijack the impulse. Second, the 24-hour rule. This one's a game changer. When you feel a really strong impulse for distraction, don't give in, but also don't suppress it. Just sit with it. Let that tension build for a full day. Then channel all that pent-up energy into a deep work session. You will be amazed at how sharp and hungry your mind becomes. And finally, step 3, a physical outlet. Look, sometimes that energy is just too much to contain at a desk. When that happens, get up, move it from your head into your muscles.
Go for a hard run, lift something heavy, transmute it physically. And once you have this blueprint, everything really just boils down to a single daily choice. It's a choice you make every single time you feel that restless energy. Are you going to build your engine, or are you just going to let your power bleed away?
And here is that choice, laid bare. You can be the consumer, spending your precious energy on 5-second hits of nothing, feeling temporarily satisfied but ultimately broke and stagnant. Or you can be the creator. You can stack that energy day by day to build a real life. You'll feel hungry, you'll feel focused, and frankly, a little dangerous to your competition. One bleeds power, the other builds an engine. So the choice is yours. Don't be the person who feels satisfied but has absolutely nothing to show for it. Be the person who is hungry and uses that fire to build a life that people, including yourself, actually respect. Point that fire at your goals and just watch how fast everything changes. It's time to stop wasting your power. It's time to start building your engine.